Revelation 3559. From the 26th of September 1945. Perfection. Divine order. Love. What has shaped itself into love is one with God. And since the union with God is the goal of the human being on earth and of all spiritual substances in the beyond, loving activity on earth as well as in the beyond has to be divine law which has to be fulfilled. But where this law is contravened, the distance from God is great, and it can only be reduced by the being itself by placing it under the law of love. God's love also expresses itself in unchanging order, and the spiritual being which is lovingly active will always remain in this order. If the law is overturned, this will also result in a state of disorder, chaos and finally decay. This can be observed on earth in times when people's thinking has become unloving, as well as in the spiritual kingdom where disorder also has an effect on the state of souls which dwell in darkness. The essence of love must be recognized in order to understand that without love nothing perfect can be, nothing harmonious and nothing happy. God is love, and what wants to come into contact with God must also be love, otherwise it does not move in the order which was the basis of creation from the beginning, for what came into being out of God's love could not have anything imperfect, and perfection is synonymous with perfect order. And thus the human being's life on earth as well as the soul's life in the beyond must follow its course according to perfect order. Then it will also be guided by unselfish love, it will have love activity as its fundamental principle, and thus the being will approach the original state, it will shape itself into love again and can unite with God, who is love in himself. Divine origin can only be recognized in loving activity. Then the strength from God, which is the original substance of all creation, is predominant, whereas a loveless life reveals a will turned away from God, whose origin was from God's adversary. His endeavor is and will forever remain the dissolution of order, thus a separation of that which has come forth from God, which means complete disorder and imperfection. Where love is therefore disregarded, where disorder and chaos prevail, there the regime of the one who opposes God is also recognizable. There the affiliation to the one whose will used the strength from God to work against God is proven. And there the union with God can never take place, because beings without love could never bear the presence of God, because they have completely stepped out of divine order, because they do not bow down to the law of eternity, which demands perfection and acknowledgement of the lawgiver, otherwise it will be banished into the utmost distance as being contrary to God. God's love is unchanging, and thus his law is also unchanging, which has its foundation in love. And everything unkind will remain separated from God until it has shaped itself into love again. Only then can the union take place with the source of love, with God. Amen.